mai più nessuno al mondo.
Sì, ciao Antonio. Guarda, allora quelle due case le possiamo andare a vedere? Io sono già a Parabita, quindi vado a vedere un paio di cose e poi ci troviamo davanti alla casa. Ciao, un abbraccio. Ciao ciao. So guys, today I am in Parabita, a jewel right in the heart of Salento, and we're going to be seeing two beautiful dream homes. First, we're going to get a couple of things to eat. We're going to see this beautiful town. And then we're off. Andiamo.
Parabita is a town of close to 9,000 inhabitants, and it's in Salento, the tip of the heel of the boot, just down the road from Gallipoli and some of the most beautiful beaches of the Ionian Sea. Let's start our day in the gorgeous town center, built up under the Norman dynasty in medieval times. The first stop is Piazza Regina dei Ceri, a beautiful modern piazza built alongside the gorgeous city park.
So we're in front of the Basilica della Madonna della Cultura, which is the main church in Parabita. And it's very interesting because different from most churches in Italy, which were built in medieval times, the Renaissance era, this was built in 1913 and was finished being built in 1942. But on the inside, it has some really beautiful frescoes and architectural elements. Let's go see.
Entering into its Byzantine Romantic style facade, you'll see beautiful Gothic arches and pillars made in local Carparo stone, stained glass, a series of amazing frescoes, among which the central Madonna con Bambino, and with luck, a Dominican friar or two.
So now we're in Piazza Umberto I, which is the main square, the main point of city life for Parabita. We have the Castello, the main castle. We have the Chiesa Matrice, which is the main church. And so like in every Italian small town, this is where the heart of the city is.
The Chiesa Matrice, dedicated to John the Baptist, dates back to the 1200s, although it was built upon and developed over the centuries, taking on its current Renaissance and neoclassical form only in the 1800s. The imposing Angevin castle is Parabita's defining monument. The city's feudal lords built it in the 14th century to protect the city against attacks from rival armies and future videographers' drones.
Is that a pigeon? So this episode is turned into a bit of a mission now. The drone is up at the top in the back side of the castle on that side. So I have to go up there to get it. Luckily, I think I know a guy who knows a guy who can get in. We're gonna meet him and I'm gonna see if I can find it. So we're gonna go up to the roof. Brought the ladder in case we need it. Drone is up there. See! Found it. At least I got the best view in town.
Just because a pigeon might have to worry about losing some feathers to a drone, doesn't mean that you have to worry about losing your hair to male pattern baldness. Thanks to today's sponsor, Keeps. Take our friend Giuseppe Garibaldi, for example, epic Italian freedom fighter with an epic receding hairline. Today he could order his personalized hair loss treatment plan made by a medical professional, and it would be delivered right to his door. He could even schedule deliveries flexibly with 3, 6, or 12 month delivery options. After completing an online consultation, old Giuseppe could start his treatment, which is FDA approved, complementing with daily use of Keeps' hair thickening shampoo, conditioner, and styling pomade. And what do you know, like most Keeps users, in only 6 months he started to notice some serious results. Over the last 6 years, Keeps has treated over 1 million men experiencing hair loss with only science-backed ingredients and has over 5,000 5-star reviews. Thanks to Keeps for sponsoring this video. Hair loss stops with Keeps. For a special offer to get started, go to keeps.com/justdreamitaly or click the link in the description. That's keeps.com/justdreamitaly. Now I have an appointment with one of the best pastry chefs of the area to learn his secrets about making the famous pasticciotto.
Ciao Antonio.
Ciao, buongiorno Marco,
Buongiorno.
benvenuto.
Grazie, è un
È
piacere.
un piacere mio.
Non ho ancora mangiato.
Prego, accomodati.
Antonio Campeggio, to me, is more than a chef. He's an artist, and his pastry shop is full of tantalizing temptations. But today, I'm here to experience just one, the king of Apulian pastries.
Ok, allora parlami un po' del processo del pasticciotto. Come funziona questa magia?
Allora, no, vabbè, la magia è molto semplice perché alla fine parliamo di pochi ingredienti e di pochi componenti. Componente è la pasta frolla e l'altro componente è la crema pasticcera, che viene poi trasformata in vari gusti. Nel mangiarlo, nel degustarlo, trovi questo contenitore croccante, ben cotto, frolloso, con un ripieno morbidissimo e cremoso. 30 anni fa ho rivoluzionato questo prodotto perché non amo lo strutto in maniera assoluta, quindi ho sostituito quello con un grasso molto pregiato che è il burro, che dà un'armonia, una scioglievolezza, una fragranza e un profumo ideale, e poi la crema molto più leggera. Allora Marco, ti spiego un attimo come si costruisce un pasticciotto eccellente.
Ok,
Allora, innanzitutto la frolla bisogna impastarla il giorno prima.
ok.
Dopodiché prendiamo la nostra crema pasticcera, come vedi, e la aromatizziamo al pistacchio. Questa è una pasta di pistacchio 100% Sicilia. E adesso praticamente andiamo a costruire il nostro pasticciotto. Dobbiamo avere almeno 3, massimo 4 mm, e poi con il pollice andiamo a schiacciare bene tutti i parti, diciamo, sottostanti dello stampo. Ora andiamo a mettere la farcitura all'interno. È fatta con la crema al pistacchio, fai un primo piccolo strato, poi aggiungiamo la composta di mandarino che ci prepariamo sempre noi quando arrivano la stagione dei clementini e dei marzaioli. Facciamo una composta di frutta con mandarino e succo di limone. Ecco qua. Andiamo a mettere il coperchio sopra e poi facciamo la piegatura, che praticamente basta fare un giro, quasi 2 giri con il pollice, per dare la sua tradizionale bombatura del pasticciotto. Allora, vedi Marco, adesso il prodotto da pochi minuti che è uscito dal forno, come vedi deve essere ben cotto da tutte le parti, e poi lo andiamo a decorare. Gli mettiamo uno strato sottile sottile di crema e poi lo immergiamo in questa bella granella che dà una parte molto croccante al sopra. Ecco qua. Ora tocca solo a mangiare.
La parte più facile, no?
È la parte più semplice.
Ci penso io. So we're on the way to the house that we're going to be seeing in Parabita. The streets to get there are gorgeous. We're right in the heart of the historical center. So naturally I wanted to give you just a look of the streets that you kind of take to get there.
So we start our tour to the home right behind the main square. That's the church from the main square. You can see there the bell tower. And it's this cute little square with a fountain. But we are in the heart of the meandering streets of the historical center. You can see the homes, the neighboring homes, have all of this really old stone with beautiful balconies, beautiful details on the windows. And the home that we're looking at today is of this same style. So a very historical home in a historical location. So the street that we're on, work was being done when I visited. I think they were redoing some tubes for the water. But we're in this little alleyway here to the side. So the theme of today for the homes that we'll be visiting are good deal homes. So good deals with unique characteristics. This home is 166 square meters, and the asking price is 116,000 euros. It's a 3-bedroom home. This is a full home, and it's developed over 2 floors. You have the ground floor, the first floor, and a beautiful rooftop terrace with some spectacular views. So we'll start the tour on the ground floor. Characteristic of this home, I think, are the beautiful historical cementine tiles, of which it has a great variety in all of the rooms. On this ground floor, we have a barrel vaulted ceiling. Everything has been renovated recently, and so you can see it's an old home, but it's been renovated with care, maintaining the historical Apulian style that it was originally built in. You have a little kitchen corner there to the side, which was built into where the old oven, the old stove would have been, that would have that chimney going up. So that was very creatively done. And this ground floor has 2 bedrooms. So this is the main bedroom with this gorgeous stone fireplace and a secondary bedroom there to the back. Here's a closer detailed look at that fireplace and the bed. So here as well, the cementine tiles are different than in the other room. The barrel vaulted ceilings, all the rooms have air conditioning. So this is a perfect solution as a summer vacation home, for example, a place to rent out. And the secondary bedroom is gorgeous with these revealed stone ceilings. The lighting was, I think, excellently done, kind of giving those highlights there in the corners. And of course, you have the bathroom built in. Now you can see on the walls there, again, new cementine tiles in a different style built into the wall under the window. I just love looking at these. These are 100-year-old tiles, and they were very typical at the turn of the century and at the beginning of the 20th century. And those same tiles are used, probably recovered, in the shower. So we'll come on out and head back through. Here you can have a good view of the colors and the architecture of this space. It's petite, but it's imposing with the stones and the structure. You can really feel the historicity of the building, and that's the sensation that I had while I was there. It is this kind of stone castle-like construction. And that's why these places, when they're built, they last hundreds and hundreds of years. And we'll head up to the first floor. These are independent entrances, and so if you were to rent out the bottom and the top, you can do them separately, live in the top, live in the bottom, and so that does provide a bit of flexibility. Now this first floor, once again, new designs on the cementine tiles. These ones are very beautiful, and we have a mezzanine in which the bedroom has been made. These are star vaulted ceilings, very high, which did allow for the building of that loft. You have a kitchen, a bathroom, but we'll have a look here all around. And those are the stairs going up to the rooftop terrace, which we'll see in a bit. So just to give you an idea of this space, this would be the living room, dining room of this, what could be the second unit, the upstairs unit. And we'll have a peek there into the bedroom up at the top. I think it's very well done. Once again, with air conditioning, you have closet space, and very nice lighting. Then heading down, you can have a better look from the top of these gorgeous cementine tiles. And we'll look here into the kitchen. So the kitchen was built in the same style as the kitchen that we saw downstairs, with these black historical tiles and the stone countertops in pietra leccese. And there is the historical oven there in the back, which they rightly so kept. Around the corner is the bathroom of this floor. New tiles here as well on the ground and then going around on all of the walls. I'm obsessed, yes. But here is the shower. It has the bathroom, the shower, the toilet, bidet. So it is a complete bathroom. And this is a really cute solution. I can see if you were to publish this online, you would get lots of interest for people wanting to stay in such a little typical home with so much personality and so many characteristics, arches, columns all over the place. It really did feel like a mini castle complex when I was in here. And this would be a kind of studio area, or it can be a secondary small bedroom here as well. Storage space. It can be lent to various purposes. There's an old fireplace. And under the stairs, we have a bathroom as well. So everything has been thought of, when the renovation took place in this house. Everything was renovated. You wouldn't have to do any work. So this is a cute little space. And you'll see that the stairs to the left lead us up to the rooftop terraces, which we'll go and have a look at now. So those stairs, we came from that other area right there in front, and to the left is where we can go upstairs. So coming through the door, this is actually the first level of the terraces. You can already see we have a gorgeous view of the main church from the square. And going up the stairs even further brings us to this second level with the kind of lounge area. So you can see that's where the air conditioning pumps have been installed on this intermediate level going up. And I'll give you a view of the rooftops and the neighbors all around. An ocean of stone and towers and a really ancient feel. And we've made it to the top of our home. As you can see, everything has been repainted. It's in perfect condition. The shading has been installed at the top of the home. So you can chill up here whether it's really sunny or if it's not. And it's just perfectly done. This is a gorgeous panoramic view of the historical streets of Parabita. So I think this is an interesting proposition, 116,000 euros for this beautiful property in a beautiful location. And that's why I chose it today as our first visit. We're off to our second visit, but first we're going to stop and have some lunch in the center of Parabita. So you have the appetizer. This is called a frisa. It's not the typical frisa, which probably I'll show you some other time,
but it's kind of a modern reinterpretation of it with some really delicious ingredients. So there's a tartare of tuna below with tomatoes, sun-dried tomatoes, the frisa made into pieces on top of that, and then you have tuna on the top. So good, so good. What an explosion of combination of flavors. First course, pasta. This is a spaghetti with aglio, olio, peperoncino, so garlic, olive oil, and spicy pepper, with a bit of breadcrumbs, swordfish, shrimp, and a bit of pistachio. This is an amazing plate. Okay, and we have now our main course, which is calamaro. So this is a squid with stracciatella cheese, sun-dried tomatoes, and peppers. No surprises here. This is amazing. I just love squid when it's seared on the outside. So another interesting thing about Apulian cuisine is they will sometimes mix cheese with seafood, which is heresy in other places of Italy, but here they make it work. They make it work. Stracciatella cheese with squid. Who would have thought? So we've made it to the second house of the day. This is a villa just a couple kilometers right outside of Parabita, about 10 kilometers down the road from the coast. And it's a piece of paradise here on the countryside. It's kind of like a residential neighborhood, but this house was built, I believe, a few decades ago by one of the most renowned architects of this area. And so the details that you'll see in this garden, which is 9,000 square meters, are astounding. All in pietra leccese, all in local stone, and the house of 250 square meters total, divided into 3 different floors, which can be independent from one another. They are connected on the inside, but you have separate accesses also from the outside. And so it can be a very interesting solution if you're thinking of, renting out a different floor, living on another one. Really, really interesting, because the price is only 347,000 euros for all of this property. I think this is a special one. Let's have a look at the garden, then in the house, and you guys can tell me what you think.
So we'll start our tour from the bottom of the garden. The whole terrain, as I mentioned before, is 9,000 square meters. It's a gorgeous garden all around, and it was built and developed painstakingly and in amazing detail by the architect who realized the stone finishings himself. So this was a villa and a property built with love towards the middle of the 1980s, and it's immersed in nature, in green, of this typical Mediterranean flora that we have all around us. On the terrain, we have olive trees, there are fig trees, and when I was there, everything was flowering at the moment. So there's a beautiful aroma of springtime, and it was just an absolutely gorgeous time to be here. So we're in the front little square in front of the house. You can see here the detail of this bench built in a pietra leccese, so that really typical local limestone from the area. And at this wing of the garden, we have this artesian well, once again, beautifully realized in steel and beautiful pietra leccese stone all around it. Just really a picturesque corner of this garden. You can obviously cover the top of this pavilion with the well underneath it. This property, as I said, was built a few decades ago and has been really well kept, really well maintained. It does take a bit of an effort to do all of the gardening involved in such a large, well-developed property. But I must say it is very well maintained for the property that it is. So here we have the facade of the home. So we're going to cross in front of that. We'll go back in there later, but we still have our tour of the garden to complete. Now on this wing of the garden, we do have another very special asset. Beautiful stone walls going up those stairs, by the way. But here we have the fountain. Now this is a gorgeous fountain, once again, with sculptures made by artisans in pietra leccese. And this nook of the garden is beautiful also because of the pine trees built all around it. It's a very well shaded area, and the air here was very fresh. So here we have a 360-degree view around the fountain. And there's the whole back of the garden, which we still need to see. Here you'll see some details of the stairs. We have stairs going up the front and on both sides of the home. And heading up to this higher part of the garden, you can see the beautiful stone masonry done on the walls, on the stairs. And there was that drone shot at the beginning of this tour that I gave. You can have a peek at the top-down development of these pathways along the garden. All very well made, very well designed. So these lead up to the higher part of the garden, which includes these really, really high trees. And up here at the top, you can see there in the back was a large shed as well, where tractors and garden tools are all stored. There's the back view of the house. And I'll give you a better look at that. So this garden goes up very, very far. So there's this little garden house that's part of the property as well. And that's where you can store anything that you need to maintain this beautiful garden. So now we'll turn around and head back down towards the home. And we'll have a look at the garden from this point of view. Here as well, benches have been made in stone and placed along the pathways, under the trees. You have these kind of weeping willow trees. I don't know if that's what they are exactly, but a very photogenic areas as well behind the house. And here's that back view of the home. Very aesthetic. I think it's very nicely done. So the reason I sought out this home and I found and selected this one to show you guys is because of this beautiful garden. I think it makes it very special, and for the price, I think this is something that would be interesting for a lot of you viewers, home seekers, and home admirers. Now we're back into the front of the home. So those were the gardens and the exteriors. Now let's go inside and see the interiors. So entering into the ground floor, we'll go through this main doorway. And we enter into the main living room, dining room area. Very luminous, very spacious. To the front, there's the kitchen. Then there's that left back corner with the staircase. And in that opposite corner, a beautiful characteristic fireplace made in pietra leccese. So the typical stone from the area. This was made in the 80s, so we have those 80s style floor tiles. Perhaps could do with a bit of a renovation, although it is perfectly livable as is. And this is the kitchen here in the back. Cabinets, stoves, and the big fireplace there in the back. Once again, could do with a bit of modernization, but perfectly livable as is. That brings us into the hallway where we have a full bathroom, shower, toilet, bidet, sink. A little laundry area here. And on this side, the bedroom. We're in the back of the home at the moment, but moving towards the front here, this is where the garage is. So this home does come with a garage, although with plenty of parking spaces in the front. It's also a great storage space as it's being used as currently at the moment. So we'll head now to the first floor, second floor in the US, and we'll go up these gorgeous stairs, which are present on this side. So as you'll see, this floor has a balcony going all around. So you have already beautiful views of the garden here in front. And even looking off into the distance, you can start to see the countryside and Gallipoli and the seaside even further on. But we'll perhaps see that a bit better once we go further up. So this brings us into the first floor. There's that stairway, all made in beautiful, beautiful wood. And here we have what is essentially the sleeping area. So lots of bedrooms. This is bedroom number 1. Very spacious. And then bedroom number 2. These have beautiful parquet floors. And this one has an entrance there to the back with a balcony overlooking the garden. And we'll start looking at the bedrooms here on this side. So here, once again, a very spacious, generously sized bedroom. And this has that doorway onto the balcony there in the front. So here's our view into the front of the property, in our gardens. A nice little sea of olive trees. Really beautiful, really peaceful. This is an excellent setting. And we are really just down the street from Parabita. So really well accessible and a really quiet neighborhood. So I'll head back here through this way. And we'll look at the next bedrooms. So these are all currently set up as bedrooms, but obviously you can switch things around if you wanted to put a sort of living area up here. So there's a bathroom with a bathtub. Here's another big bedroom here as well. You can see the parquet goes throughout the entirety of this floor, and it's very well kept, very well polished, like the whole house in general. It has the typical characteristic architecture of the 1980s when it was built, but it's been so well maintained that there's actually very little to do unless you wanted to change the style itself. So here's this bedroom, the gorgeous bed. That's it's got to be a 100-year-old bed frame there. So this home does not have air conditioning, so that's something that you'd have to think about. And we'll head in through the spiral staircase here to see the top floor. This was made in massive wood, beautifully polished, beautifully done. And this is our top floor. This also had an independent entrance from the outside. And this has a gorgeous fireplace up here at the top as well, and is a more of an open space area. Very light. So you have that front door letting in lots of light with the windows. And here in the back, we also have a bathroom on this floor as well. Shower, toilet, bidet. It's all there. So I think this home has a lot of potential. You can take it as is and live in it, perhaps include some modern commodities like air conditioning, but just a beautiful solution. And with a beautiful view. There we go. Now that we're up top, in the distance, you could see the Bay of Gallipoli and the Ionian Sea. And we have our sea of Mediterranean green all around us. This is a fantastic home. And I'd love to hear your comments, what you think about this one. If you like it, if you're interested in it, you can write to me. And I'd like to give a special thanks to my Patreon members for helping me on this journey of making this channel a possibility and bringing you to all of these beautiful places. If you appreciate what I'm doing with it, consider becoming a patron. Like, subscribe, share, and I'll see you guys next time. Ciao!